All right, Brissa, thank you. Now let's talk about how we're looking to get kids more involved into STEM. One Ohio program is doing just that. So I want to bring in Ken Sowers here. He is a teacher in Mentor and also a robotics advisor at the Ohio Virtual Academy. Ken, first off, thank you so much for being with us this morning. What is the Ohio Virtual Academy? So
Ohio Virtual Academy is an online school. It's very similar to brick and mortar school, except for the fact that kids are behind a computer screen. Yeah. We have live classes. Students we have teachers that teach just like they normally would in a brick and mortar, but it's all in the comforts of their home.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah.
Where did your passion for STEM? Where does that come from?
So I've actually always enjoyed I guess more like the sci-fi aspect of life. That's like my favorite topic. And so when I was tapped on the shoulder a couple years ago to asked to be a part of this program, I actually knew nothing about coding.
Okay.
Or like I wasn't sure even with robots. Like, oh, I'll try it out. Wow. And it's been a very big learning experience since then.
Yeah. What was that process like for you to learn? All the it's because it's a totally different language.
Yeah, thankfully, the language that you and I might think of coding, that's not what this is, thankfully, because that would be a big learning curve.
Sure.
Think of the coding more like the students use Lego Mindstorms program. It's more like blocks. So it'll say, go straight, turn left, or even if there's different sensors, they can follow the code. So it is a learning curve, but thankfully there's no zeros and ones involved.
That's awesome. So what are some of the things that kids are getting the chance to learn? Obviously, I see you've brought a robot here for us, or part of a robot?
Yeah. This is definitely these robots can be, we can add different sensors, add different ways to manipulate them to do different things.
Yeah.
And so the students use a program that allows them to virtually use this robot so that they don't have to each have their own robot. And the program does everything that this robot would do in real life.
That's so cool. Just like the Legos that you and I played with growing up, and they're making robots out of these things. So
absolutely.
Why is this type of learning so important, especially in young kids?
I think that especially seeing the live version of this, because this is our third time we've been at the national competition level, where we actually use a physical robot. But even in the day-to-day or weekly sessions, when they're using this virtual program, it does not always work the way that it should. Sometimes you're saying go forward 2 inches and it goes forward less or more. So there's a lot of problem solving involved.
Yeah.
And it forces students to really build resilience because there's not always a good reason why it's not working.
Yeah.
So they have to be patient and be willing to just keep trying new things.
Yeah, a lot of great life skills that you can learn from that. All right, let's talk about some of the success that you guys have had. You guys came in second in a K through 12 competition. Tell us what that competition was and how much pride does it bring you knowing that you guys did so well?
Absolutely. So in the program, the students, we actually had 2 teams that made it to the nationals.
Wow.
4th through 6th grade team with a 4th grader and a 6th grader, Ben and Carter, and then Amaya and Jonas in the middle school grade band. But and again, they all came with their different experiences.
Yeah.
Some where it was their first year being in robotics, some it was their 3rd year being in robotics. So we went to DC, were able to, they got the code before that, and it was a lot of fun to work with them.
That's awesome. So if anybody's watching this at home and they want to get their kid involved in STEM or Ohio Virtual Academy, what should they know?
I think the most important thing to know is that as a virtual school, we offer a lot of the same things that even a brick and mortar does. But we try to tailor education to individual students. It's a tuition-free school, and they can either search Ohio Virtual Academy or go to ohva.k12.com.
That's awesome. Is this thing up and running? Can we see it in action a little bit?
What do we have try. Here? Let's see here. So this is just going to be a random program.
Okay.
And we'll see what it does.
Give it a go.
If it behaves itself.
If he
yeah. I can make it make noises. Hold on.
All right, let's see the noise.
Oh no, it
just
worked.
This is the beauty of live TV.
This is exactly.
He just showed me and it just worked. I know.
Yeah, and that's what happens in the real, with the kids. They go to do something, and what happened?
Right.
I don't know.
You got to go back. You fix it. Well, Ken, thank you so much for being with us this morning, and congrats to you and to your team on all your successes.
Thank you.
It is so important they get involved in STEM.
Yes.